A lesson for those on the path of self-improvement. It's simple, really. Remember, you are human. Put your philosophies aside for a minute and just listen. Don't demonize your emotions. Sadness, anger, and all the painful emotions that come along with being human make you human. You shouldn't feel guilty for feeling these things. The goal isn't to never feel them, it's simply to learn how to react when they appear. Never belittle someone who isn't on the same path. Nobody has an obligation to believe what you believe or act how you act. You are not better than them just because you're on this journey. Self-improvement does not have an end point. If you are on this path and expect to one day be the perfect person, I will tell you now, that day is not coming. You are human. You were never meant to be perfect, just better. Self-improvement is a guide, not your identity.
You hold me tight, and love's got me high. Othello on the bellow on the hold me tight, and love got me high.
Study that was done in the 1960s, and it was really commissioned by NASA because they wanted to know how to hire more geniuses. So they hired George Land and his team to go out and figure out what makes a genius. So they started with a group of 5-year-olds and they gave them a creativity test. So the way they defined genius was, how do you use your creative imagination to solve problems? And what they found was, of this group of 5-year-olds, 98% qualified as geniuses. Then they came back 5 years later when this group was 10 years old, and it was down to 30%. 5 years later at 15, it was down to 12%. And then I think they just kind of gave up in disgust. But George Land took it further and went out and surveyed adults and found that only 2% of adults. And the thing that's also very interesting is he attributed this to school. 100% to school, that you would take a population, 98% genius, and dumb them down to 2%. And one of his quotes that I love is he said, "Uncreative behavior and thinking is learned."
A child loves nature, yet they locked him up within 4 walls. A child cannot sit still without moving, yet they forced him to sit still. He loves to work with his hands, yet they started teaching him theories and ideas. He likes to talk, yet they ordered him to keep silent. He strives to understand, yet he was told to memorize. He would like to research and seek out knowledge on his own, yet it was given to him in a ready-made form.